Okay, the Ford. This is the Ford Ioniq 5 Owner's Manual 2024. Okay, the Ford. Page 1-3. Congratulations and thank you for choosing Hyundai. We are pleased to welcome you to the growing number of discerning people who drive Hyundais. We are very proud of the advanced engineering and high-quality construction of each Hyundai we build. Your owner's manual will introduce you to the features and operation of your new Hyundai. To become familiar with your new Hyundai so that you can fully enjoy it, read this owner's manual carefully before driving your new vehicle. This manual contains important safety information and instructions intended to familiarize you with your vehicle's controls and safety features so you can safely operate your vehicle. This manual also contains information on maintenance designed to enhance safety operation of the vehicle. It is recommended that all service and maintenance on your car be performed by an authorized Hyundai dealer. Hyundai dealers are prepared to provide high-quality service, maintenance, and any other assistance that you may require. This owner's manual should be considered a permanent part of your vehicle and should be kept in the vehicle so that you can refer to it at any time. The manual should stay with the vehicle if you sell it to provide the new owner with important operating, safety, and maintenance information. Okay, electric vehicle. 1-7. Electric vehicle. An electric vehicle is driven using battery and electric motors. While general vehicles use an internal combustion engine and gasoline as fuel, electric vehicles use electrical energy that is charged inside the high voltage battery. As a result, electric vehicles are eco-friendly in that they do not require fuel and do not emit exhaust gases. Characteristics of electric vehicle. It is driven using the electrical energy that is charged inside the high voltage battery. This method preventing air pollution since fuel, like gasoline, is not required, negating the emission of exhaust gases. A high-performance motor is used in the vehicle as well. Compared to standard internal combustion engine vehicles, engine noise and vibrations are much more minimal when driving. When decelerating or driving downhill, regenerative braking is utilized to charge high-voltage battery. This minimizes energy loss and increases the distance to empty. When the battery charge is not sufficient, AC charge, DC charge, and trickle charge are available. What does regenerative braking do? If used as an electric motor, when decelerating and braking, and transfers kinetic energy to electrical energy in order to charge the high voltage battery. Torque is applied in the opposite direction when decelerating to generate brake force and electric energy. Battery information. The vehicle is composed of high voltage battery that drives the motor, an air conditioner, and auxiliary battery, the 12 volt, that drives the lamps, wipers, and audio system. The auxiliary battery is automatically charged when the vehicle is in the ready mode or high voltage battery is being charged. Main components of electric vehicle. 1-8. Main components of electric vehicle. The OBC, onboard charger, the device that charges the high voltage battery by converting AC power of the power grid to DC power. Inverter, transforms direct current into alternate current to supply power to the motor and transforms alternate current into direct current to charge the high voltage battery. LDC, transforms power from the high voltage battery to low voltage 12 volt to supply power to the vehicle, DC to DC. VCU, control the various controls of the vehicle. Motor, uses electrical energy stored inside the high voltage battery to drive the vehicle. Functions like an engine on a standard vehicle. Gear, delivers rotational force of the motor to the tires at appropriate speeds and torque. High voltage battery, lithium ion battery, Stores and supplies power necessary for the electric vehicle to operate. 12-volt auxiliary battery provides power to the vehicle features such as lights and wipers. Okay, warning. Do not intentionally remove or disassemble high voltage components and high voltage battery connectors and wires. Also, be careful not to damage high voltage components and the high voltage battery. It may cause serious injury and significantly impact the performance and durability of the vehicle. When inspection and maintenance is required for high voltage components and the high voltage battery, contact an authorized Hyundai dealer. High voltage battery, lithium-ion battery. The charge amount of the high voltage battery may gradually decrease when the vehicle is not being driven. The battery capacity of the high voltage battery may decrease when the vehicle is stored in high or low temperatures. Distance to empty may vary depending on the driving conditions, such as outside temperature, even if the charge amount is the same. The high voltage battery may expend more energy when driving at high speed or uphill. These actions may reduce the distance to empty. The high voltage battery is used when using the air conditioner/heater. This may reduce the distance to empty. Make sure to set moderate temperatures when using the air conditioner heater. Natural degradation may occur when the high voltage battery, depending on the number of years the vehicle is used. This may reduce the distance to empty. When the charge capacity and distance to empty keep falling, contact an authorized Hyundai dealer for inspection and maintenance. Okay, 1-9. If the vehicle will not be in use for an extended period of time, charge the high voltage battery once every 3 months to prevent it from discharging. Also, if the charge amount is not enough, immediately charge to full and store the vehicle. AC charge is recommended to keep the high voltage battery in optimal condition. If the high voltage battery charge amount is below 20%, you can keep the high voltage battery performance in optimal condition if you charge high voltage battery to 100%. Once a month or more is recommended. The value of the high voltage battery charge level may vary according to the charging conditions, state of charge, outside temperature, battery temperature, etc. In order to fully charge the battery, the current of a high voltage battery will be gradually decreased, so the longevity and safety of the battery can be secured. Caution. If the vehicle is kept with insufficient charge for a long period, it may damage the high voltage battery, and the high voltage battery may have to be replaced depending on the level of degradation. If the vehicle is in a collision, contact an authorized Hyundai dealer to inspect whether the high voltage battery is still connected. Using the V2L function may reduce the mileage due to the use of high voltage battery energy, and repeated use of the V2L function may cause a decrease in the life of the high voltage battery. High voltage battery warmer system. The high voltage battery warmer system prevents reduction of battery output when battery temperature is low. If the charging connector is connected, the warmer system automatically operates according to the battery temperature. Charging time may shorten compared to vehicles without the high voltage battery warmer system, but the electricity charge may increase because of high voltage battery warmer system operation. Caution. The high voltage battery warmer system operates when the charging connector is connected to the vehicle. However, the high voltage warmer system may not operate when the battery temperature drops below -31 Fahrenheit or -35 Celsius. Okay, so the vehicle to load, the V2L. V2L, this is 1-15. V2L is the system that provides AC power using the high voltage battery for driving to operate several electrical products. Select EV, vehicle to load on the screen. You can set the battery discharging limit for a high voltage battery for driving. If the vehicle reaches to the limit, it automatically cuts supply of electricity. Okay, let me see that. Okay, so operating the cover of the V2L connector. Close the, here we go, so I can show you. Okay. Close the cover after connecting home appliance and electrical products to the power outlet. Warning, so this is 1-16. Some types of plugs may not fit into the outlet cover of the V2L connector, causing incomplete closing of the cover. Do not use the V2L connector on a rainy or snowy day if the outlet cover is not completely closed. There is a risk of fire or injury. Connect the V2L connector to the charging inlet of the vehicle. Press the switch of the V2L connector to check whether the light 2 is on or off. The light may not turn on normally when see the battery discharging limit for high voltage battery for driving in electricity use menu on the screen. If it is higher than the current amount of high voltage battery, the light does not turn on. Check whether the light of V2L connector or indoor power outlet turns on or not. If the warning message for V2L appears on the cluster display, refer to the message entirely. If V2L does not operate previously when you connect another home appliance, have your vehicle inspected by an authorized Hyundai dealer. Number 5, press the switch to turn off the light. The V2L will be off. You can disconnect the V2 connector when the light turns off or the charging connector lock is deactivated, pressing the door unlock button on the smart key. Information. Please connect the V2L connector to the charge inlet within 60 seconds after the charging cover opens to prevent theft after connecting. Excuse me. It is charged to auto lock automatically so that it is impossible to disconnect. When using V2L, cancel the scheduled air conditioning setting. V2L operation may be blocked by scheduled air conditioning operation conditions. Okay, that was just my forward and introduction. Thank you. All information in this owner's manual is current at the time of publication. However, Hyundai reserves the right to make changes at any time so that our policy of continual product improvement may be carried out. This manual applies to all models of this vehicle and includes descriptions and explanations of optional as well as standard equipment. As a result, you may find material in this manual that does not apply to your specific vehicle.